This week's episode of Digimon Adventure Colon really picked up the pace from the previous couple of episodes, which made me happy. Not to say that I don't have some issues with it, but all in all, I really like the direction they're heading with this series, and can't wait until next week. That being said, the first thing that I want to comment on real quick is the real world portion of this episode. It was only a few minutes, but I thought it had some really interesting points. We start off with Koshiro in a park looking at his laptop while he waits for the other three. This shows us that it's at least the following morning in the real world from what we saw in the last episode. From this, we can reasonably assume that the time is still passing at the same rate between the real world and the digital world, since only a few hours have passed in the digital world since the groups last spoke with each other. Sora meets up with Koshiro, and Mimi and Joe are said to be running late. Sora offhandedly mentions how upset her mother was when she finally returned home, something Taichi's mom could really learn from. And we get a little bit of a glimpse to the home lives of Sora and Koshiro. This is something that really stuck with me, because one of my favorite things about the original series was how each kid's home life differed from each other, and how that impacted their character. I'm not going to spoil anything for first-time viewers, but it really has me hopeful that we'll see some of the same character development we saw then. Eventually, Tentomon and the rest of the Digimon are able to make contact with Koshiro and Sora, and we get a little foreshadow of a possible enemy they'll need to overcome in the near future. Now, this episode's focus picks up right where the last episode ended. Taichi and Yamato discover that Takeru is being held inside Velgarman. Before they can even gather their thoughts though, they're attacked by another enemy. Velgarman gets completely decapitated by the newest foe, Velgarmon, and Takuru is abducted. Velgarmon completely decimates Velgarmon, as Yamato and Taichi just barely escape the same fate. Together with Leomon, the group then starts chasing after the fleeing Belgramon. They're intercepted by Mega Drummond, a Digimon I was actually really excited to see because it brought me back to my old Digimon World days, and Leomon stays behind to fight it. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see Leomon's fight with Mega Drummond. While I understand that the episode's supposed to focus on the others, seeing some of the fight between Leomon and Mega Drummond would have been really cool. So, Taichi and Yamato catch up to Velgarman, and we get this awesome scene where Garurumon is flying on Belgramon's Giga Destroyer missile, which seemed to me to be a callback to the original series when they fought against Venomyotismon. This also begs the question though, what is controlling these missiles? Is Belgramon controlling them? Do they just have a mind of their own? I used to think that they basically just tracked a locked-on target, but now I don't know what to believe. Anyway, the group catches up to Velgarman, and Belgramon uses its trident arm to form a bridge for Yamato to cross. Yamato is able to pull Takeru out of his sleep and get back to Belgramon. While trying to disengage though, the group gets shot down by Velgarman. Battered and dazed, they can't do anything as Velgarman abducts Takeru again. As his brother is about to be destroyed the same way that Velgarman was, Takeru unleashes an emotional outburst that fills the faraway captive Angemon with strength, and he's able to come and rescue the group. Takeru is given a Digivice, and Angemon is able to knock Velgarman away and lead Takeru to safety. Though he's greatly weakened due to his time in captivity, Angemon gives the remainder of his strength to Belgramon and Garurumon, filling them with enough power to defeat Velgarman. Drained of all his power though, Angemon then dies. His data then reforms into a Digitama, or Digi-Egg, so he can eventually be reborn. However, before Takeru can retrieve his new partner's egg, it is stolen by Skull Knightmon. The episode then ends with an ominous scene of Devimon and us wondering what might be coming next. So overall, I thought this episode was really good. Whereas the last couple of episodes felt like a drop in overall quality, this one felt like things started to get back going again. I like the fact that we finally had Takeru join the party, and it was really surprising to see that the Digitama got stolen in the end. I was pretty sure that we were going to see Takeru carry that egg for a while it slowly evolved into Patamon, but I guess we'll have to wait and see with that. This episode also had a lot of subtle nods to past Digimon series, which I loved, even though I haven't really seen them all. I already mentioned before about Garurumon riding on Belgramon's missile, not to mention the parallel of Angemon dying during his first real battle the same way he did in his fight against Devimon in the original series. I've also been loving the spotlight Digimon from other series have been getting. Velgarman is one that appeared in Frontier as a hybrid level Digimon, and Skull Knightmon is apparently a really cool Digimon from Cross Wars, which I haven't seen yet. Having already seen other Digimon like Neemon, Falcomon, and Peckmon, I'm excited to see what other Digimon we'll see in the future. If I had any real complaints about this episode, besides literally 2/3 of Yamato's lines just being Takeru, I counted. I mean, Yamato said Takeru more times in this episode than Belgramon has flapped its wings all season. I do wish we saw some of the battle between Leomon and Mega Drummond. Again, I do understand that the episode had to use that time to focus on Takuru's rescue, but would it have killed Toei to give us just a little more than an incredibly unnecessary flip in a single attack? Anyway, that being said, I really did enjoy this episode. It definitely feels like things are starting to ramp up again, and I'm excited to see what happens. I still hope that the other party gets good screen time in a well-written way to return to the digital world, and I hope that this arc doesn't eventually just lead to Omegamon again. What did you guys think though? Did you expect Angemon to die? Or for his Digitama to get stolen back? How do all of you OG fans feel about all these new Digimon showing up in the adventure storyline? How do you think the kids in the real world are going to get back to the digital world to reunite with their Digimon? Leave your thoughts in those comments. Thank you as always for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.